are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255, the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hey. Good afternoon. It's you and your credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. My name is Remus Bowman, and I'd like to take an opportunity to thank you for joining me today while we provide some great information that's going to help you improve your credit. Over the weekend, I had an opportunity, over last week, the scenario with Tiger started, I guess, Friday. It's called the Masters. And, of course, we all are very hopeful for this guy because we all realize that he's had, I believe it's 11 surgeries. He's had surgeries on his back, on his legs, on his knees. And everybody's, when people are champions and they don't give up, then people like to root for them. They feel, well, I can root for someone who never quits, who doesn't seem to quit. Now, we all want to quit at times. There are times inside of us where instead of seeing things inch by inch or step by step, we look up and we see this big mountain. And, if most people would not look at things as being too large, and what happened is we become intimidated by the fact that something seems to be bigger than what our understanding is, or our ability to, to really rationalize what that objective is, or how we're going to solved the problem. But in actuality, if you take it one step at a time, the problem is easily solved. But you have to start someplace. Now, I know so many people who have been through great tragedies in their life and, a lot of difficulty. And at the end of the day, when they come out of it, they say, I made it through. And, I was listening to a minister yesterday that came up on Instagram, was it Twitter? And, he said that God is providing second chances. Well, in our case, we have to have chance after chance after chance after chance. But the fact of the matter is that we all deserve the opportunity, no matter how many times it takes, to get to a situation where we can live fully as a part of our heritage and being citizens in the United States. They're one of the greatest country ever. And as a result, we want to be able to live a certain lifestyle as Americans. We want to be able to drive a nice car with air conditioning, and that's going to be safe, that we don't have to worry about being on the side of the road. We want to have heat in the wintertime and air conditioning during the summertime in our automobiles. We want to be able to live in nice communities and have good jobs. But in reality, everything starts with an investigation into your background, into your payment history. How are you credit worthy? Even when you go out to look at apartments or homes, and just about everything. Uh, Everybody, the only real mark of history that's readily available to everybody who you give your information to. The thing is that when you provide your security, your social security number to an employer, to a bank, to anyone who's judging you based on the information that's on that social security number, that social security number reflects, it tells your history. It tells whether or not you're credit worthy, whether or not you've got a bad background, you've been arrested. People uh, keep they keep up with you, man. And there was a time when people would check people's backgrounds a lot, and that time is now. Now, what the only thing you can do is to try to identify what's on the line, what's in your background that you dispute, that you don't agree with. I see we have a call on the line. Hey, George, how are you? Hello.
I'm fantastic, man. What's happening?
Great,
Fantastic.
great. Hey, we had a great weekend this weekend.
Hey, man,
Uh,
listen. My nephew L Love called me in 2008 and said Tiger won the Masters. My nephew L Love called me yesterday and said Tiger won the Masters. How about that Tiger, baby?
Second chances, man.
How about the Tiger? Huh?
What'd you say?
How about that Tiger?
I think Tiger's a great, should be a great inspiration to all of us. But George, even in your own situation, and just in the event that anyone is not aware, you and I have been friends for quite a long time. Hello, hello. Uh, but anyway, what I was going to say is, George and I have known each other for quite a number of years, and as a result, uh, we have shared a lot of stories of difficulty that's happened in our lives. Uh, my friend moved to Houston a number of years ago, and sometime back he shared with me about how difficulty had come into his life, where he had a situation with having operations on his brain and all kinds of stuff. Everybody goes through adversity. 2 years ago, I had to deal with cancer. You know, uh, it's not how many times you get knocked down; it's how many times you get back up. And you can't lose until you quit, until you say, "I give, man. I can't accomplish this." Uh, what I was thinking most about, and later in the show, probably gonna provide some little tips. We like to encourage people to not be afraid of what's on the credit report. But the thing is that we assume that just because, and Credit Karma is a good vehicle. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a great opportunity for people to start to understand what their credit history is. Starting to understand what's on your credit report and understanding what's on your credit report and how to communicate with the companies that that you're looking to do business with, or the companies that have communicated with you wrongly. People uh, or become victims of all type of thefts. People will steal your identity, steal your social security number, take a flight in your name, buy a TV or a car. There's been so many instances, even people buying homes, assuming people's personal, their personal information and assuming their identities and buying homes in someone else's name. Uh, Family members putting utility bills and light bills and all kinds of stuff in their kids' names. And what happens when the child is of age and he wants to buy a car and he has that information on his credit report that is not actually legal? But if you don't get a copy of your free credit report, then you'll never know what's on there or not. The biggest issue I have with Credit Karma is that they only offer two reports, and those two are TransUnion and Equifax. Now, I've been noticing, because I do have a business where I help people improve their credit. And so I'm looking at credit reports all the time, and I've noticed that what's happening, a lot of the uh, collection agencies are putting information on that third credit reporting agency and not putting them on the other two. So if you go to TransUnion and Equifax, you could easily not see information that's on Experian, because Experian's that third one. So what happens is, if I want to make sure that you have a low credit score, and I want to keep you at a certain point, because you've got to understand that having low credit numbers, low credit scores, keeps you from having freedom. As a good friend of mine once said, I have the opportunities to do whatever I want because I have options, and those options give me the chance to make my own decisions. So how are you going to be able to make a decision to use an opportunity that's available to most people? It's a God-given right as being a United States citizen, that you should be able to walk into a car dealership and buy a car. It's a God-given right that you should be able to walk into a lending institution or a mortgage company and buy a home. But here's what happens. So when you walk into these situations and you haven't done your homework, so you don't know what your score is, I had, in certain instances, there's scores that are beneath acceptability for most standard lenders. So they won't, they'll automatically turn you down. Most of that information could be fraudulent. It could be information that was old, that could be disputed. And a big thing that people are doing right now is and they've been doing this for a long time, is that they'll leave one car dealership where they got turned down and go to the next one where they'll get turned down. So what happens is this creates a trail of inquiries. I believe it was last week or the week before. Now, inquiries are only kept on your credit report for 2 years. But if you're a bank, if you walk into a bank and you see a person with 20, 30, 40 inquiries in less than a 2-year period, and you don't see an agreement or contract with those inquiries. In other words, it's very easy for a computer to analyze that you walked into a business, applied for something, and it wasn't accepted because you left a seed. You left the breadcrumbs on the table. The breadcrumbs on the table is all those inquiries. Not only do the inquiries bring your credit scores down, but they also leave breadcrumbs telling a potential lender that you've been looked at, your information has been researched by another bank or another lender, and they turned you down. And so what happens is, because that lender turned you down, then the other lender may look at it a little more, do a little bit more investigation. And as a result, they say, whoa, maybe if we don't see it, maybe they found something that we didn't find. Now, here's the point that I'm trying to make. If you'll go to youandyourcredit.us and pull up your free credit report, you'll know what's on your credit report. And in some cases, in many cases, we walk into car dealerships or walk into business who have agreements with multiple banks to contract or to sell cars or whatever, and they use multiple outlets to finance these ventures. So, in other words, instead of them going directly, let's say you go to Toyota, you walk into a Toyota dealership and you put in an application. I'm not using them; they're not the only ones. Chevrolet, Dodge, Chrysler, Honda, everybody does this. I spent over 20 years in the car business, and I can tell you that most car dealerships, when you walk into a car dealership and you put in an application for a loan, they're going to shop the loan around. And in many cases, you have not given them the permission to do what they're doing. In some cases, in most cases, what they're doing is they're trying to find the best opportunity to place the loan. What bank's going to give you the best interest rate? What bank's going to give you all the money so that you can make the purchase that you decide to make? It's not that you're doing this out of a malicious deal. They're doing it because they kind of have to in order to ensure that you're getting the best deal. So what they're doing is they're trying to give you the best opportunity to make the best deal. Even if you have a low credit score, there's a huge business right now in subprime lending. And you'll see banks like Capital One and Chase that are doing subprime lending, but they also are smacking you on trying to push you into subprime, because what they're doing is the way they're managing their portfolios now, they're all into the credit bureaus. So what you need to do is, the first thing you need to do is get a copy of your free credit report. And if you'll go to my website, youandyourcredit.us, that's youandyourcredit.us, you can get a copy of your free credit report, and you have 7 days before you have to spend a dime. 7 days. You can pull it up, and for 7. Now, when you put in the application for, to see your information, and you can pull it up. Now they're going to ask you for a debit card or credit card in order to give authorization. You've got to realize this is very serious business. So these companies have to have supporting information that says that you are the person that's pulling this file. When you pull the file, it's a soft pull, so therefore it doesn't pull any points away from your credit report, and it provides you the personal information on the person that you're applying for. Recently I had one of my clients. She was trying to pull up the information for her spouse, and he wasn't there. So as a result, the company asked him for information that she couldn't provide. So because she couldn't provide the information, and they made her jump through hoops to not get the credit report. She wasn't able to get the credit report because the information, you could tell that the information was being given and it wasn't the person that that was requesting information. It was the spouse who actually knew a lot about that person. But, there's so many laws now that make it more difficult for us to get a copy of our own credit report than it is for the criminals. The criminals just go on the dark web and steal your information. But anyway, about this free credit report that I was talking about. If you go on my website and you get your copy of your free credit report, you can download it. You can save it on your phone or your computer. It's your personal information. You can print it, and if you print it, then you'll be able to work with it to, if you see something on your credit report that you don't like, you can print that information up and, man, you can start working your own credit. Stop it right there. Back up. Right there. But here's what I need you to do. Once you get your copy of your credit report, I need you to go to this line that's being shown right now. It says, fill out this form for a free consultation. Now, if you go on the website and you pull up a copy of your free credit report and you don't fill this form out, then I won't know you've done it, because this is not me providing the credit reports. This is a national company that we are co-branded with, and that information is not provided to me. The only way that information is provided to me is if you want it to be. If you send me a notification that you need my help in helping you and assisting you into evaluating what's on your report and how to remove it, then you can notify me through my website, through an email. It's time for our first break. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. I'm Remus Bowman, your host. Thanks for being here, and we're going to be right back.
New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go, because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Hi, I'm Remus Bowman. I'd like to invite you to join me every Monday at 12 o'clock. We're going to provide information for you that's going to give you the opportunity to feel confident in whatever it is that you need. When you have a good credit score, you can get whatever you want at a low price, low interest rates, and that's the way it is. That's You and Your Credit on Mondays at 12 o'clock. I'll see you then.
We're back. Did you know that the average credit score in the United States for people with for adults is 667? The average. So if you're 400 or 300 or 550 or 590, then you're below the average number. The average number is 667. So if you're below 667, that's why you're having a hard time, because you're below average in your score. Now, what you can do is first things first, get a copy of your credit report. But I'm gonna, the name of the company is called My Free Credit Score Now, and they've been around for quite a number of years. It's a secured site. It's not gonna have any adverse effect on your credit scores. Also, we need the support. This is a co-branded product that we're offering, and we need the support. We need to show that there's an actual need for this product. So, we need people to go on the site, test it out, get a copy of your credit report, and when you do that, and and you use all of the information that's being provided by us on your credit report, you can take the credit report, and if you want to judge where you are compared to what the market is or what's a good score and that kind of thing, all you got to do is go down on our page. We tell you a 300 to a 600 is a poor credit score. So 580, 590 used to be, we used to think that's a decent score. But in today's world, 590 to 600 is not a good score. In today's world, 600 is a very bad score, or what's known as a poor score. So it's an F. So what do you need to do to improve your score from a 600 to 667? That should be the question. If you're a 350 or 300, or let's say, for example, your score is a 0, you have no information. A lot of people go to credit repair companies and have their credit completely wiped out. So if you went to a credit repair company and had your credit completely wiped out, we have another co-branded product that's a credit card that we're offering, and it's called Credit Builder Card. It's on our website. The Credit Builder Card will file up to 6 times in 30 days. There it is right there. That's above the PayPal. Will file up to 6 times in 30 days with the credit bureau. As you already know, your payment history is 35% of your credit report. 35%, meaning if you go back and you establish a payment card like that, and while you're removing the adverse information off your card, now also off your credit, also a lot of people use different methods. They go to different people to do the credit repair, and I've heard lots of conversations where people will say, well, I tried this company and it didn't really work for me. I tried that company and it didn't really work for me. What you may not be aware of, or you tried it yourself and it didn't really work for you. What you may not be aware of is that there's a lot of different ways or different rules or legal codes that could be entered into that require the credit bureaus to do the research based on the code that you're using, based on the language that you're using. But because most people are not aware of that, so what they do is they write into the credit bureaus and they say, this is not my account. Now, just saying this is not my account in some cases may work. Because if you write into the credit bureau, you can be assured that's prompting the credit bureau to do the research. And what they'll do is they'll take a glossy look at this information, and you may or may not have the information removed. But here's the thing: let's say, for example, you go to credit, you write to the credit bureau under 609 or 603 or one of the codes that we use, that professionals use to ask the credit bureau based on legal precedent to research an issue based on, again, legal codes that not everybody are aware of because they don't do the research. Now, what I'm thinking about doing is, if I can get, if we can build this situation and get more and more people to get their credit reports and get credit cards and that kind of thing, we want to establish on youandyourcredit.us a opportunity where people will be able to download the letter that they, do it yourselfers, or if you like for me to help you, we can provide that assistance for you. Because there's like 140 different legal precedent that you can use to have the information removed from your credit report. But you don't know that because it's not your business to work in this industry. So if you find out about it, if someone makes it easy for you, then which I'll be happy to. As a matter of fact, I got a deal for you. I've been thinking about it and pondering this all week. If you go on youandyourcredit.us and you pull up your credit report and you fill out the form that's directly under that report, where it's saying that fill out the form for a free consultation. If you fill out that form, then I'll get an email saying that you need help or you'd like to consult with me. Either myself or someone connected with youandyourcredit.us will contact you. And what we're going to do is, if you pay for the regular cost of the credit reports, that's after 7 days. So you have 7 whole days to look at your report, evaluate it, try to understand what's on it. But if you go to the report and you fill it out and you have it, you have 7 days to cancel. Now, what I'm going to do is, if you email me the information, I'm going to pull it up and take a look at it, and I'm going to offer you your first letters to the credit bureaus for the price that you'll pay for your credit report. Now, I don't know if I can make that any better. So, that's the first letters free. So that means that we're going to start you on the road to a good credit score for no money down. All you have to do is pay for the first credit report, and you're in. And we like to keep people in the because this program also provides monitoring, and it also provides educational help to assist you in understanding how to improve your credit. So while you're working with us and we're submitting information to the credit bureaus, you can also be reading the information that's being provided for you by my free credit score now, and learning how your credit scores are determined. And within 30 to 60, 90 days, if you're willing to be patient, you'll be able to refinance that high interest car. Although I wouldn't buy that 20% interest rate car in the first place, because it's very difficult to get out of that, because of the penalties and the interest that's being added to those contracts. So if you know that this summer you're going to need to buy a vehicle because you know already that your air conditioner's not working and it's going to be cold as all get up, hot as all get up in that car, and your kids and your dog and your family members are going to be very uncomfortable, So everybody's going to be complaining. If you do this now, by the time June or July and August get here, you'll have a good score. You'll be able to walk into a car dealership and get you a decent car instead of buying a hoopty. But it's up to you. I mean, if you believe that you deserve a second chance or another opportunity, I got a phone call from a guy last week, and he says, Mr. Remus, I'm referring my friend to you because I'm getting ready to go to the act of sale on my first house as a result of something that you did for me last year. I get these phone calls all the time. We're referred by most of our customers. Some people, they've been blessed with opportunity to, have the scores straightened out, and now they're, things are going well, and they don't want to share that information with other people. I think it's very selfish. But, you do your own thing. You paid me. We did the job. So, que sera, sera. But in many cases, what goes around comes around. So when you provide the help and assistance to your neighbor, your friend, or a relative, instead of keeping it to yourself, then you'll see their transformation and being able to own their new house and new car. It's time for our second break. My name is Remus Bowman. This is the New Orleans Talk Network. We'll be right back.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
New year, new show. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda M. Lawson, and I'm coming back at you with the new year of Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. And this year, we're moving to Monday night with brand new exciting guests and engaging literary conversation. And we want our listening audience to be there with us because this is going to be a year you will not forget. Catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m., right here on the New Orleans Talk Network. And you can also reach us on the Meet the World Image Solutions Facebook page, the Meet the World Image Solutions YouTube page, and we're on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. So catch us every Monday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you there.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
We're back. Hey guys, it's you and your credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. You and your credit. So anyway, last week, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday, I get a phone call from a guy, he used to work with me at Toyota. He says, man, he said, Mr. Remus, he said, because of what you were able to show me, I'm going to act to sell on my first house. Now, traditionally, this is not what happens with young men. This guy is maybe 24, 25 years old, black kid, didn't go to college, but he's hardworking, very smart. Everybody don't go to college. Everybody can't go to college, and they don't see college for him. This particular young man, hardworking, one of the hardest working people I know, worked very hard when we were at Toyota together, and I'm very proud of the information that he shared with me the other day. And what he told me was that being in my program and having having the consultation that we sit down with them, we put them on a good track, and we explained some information to him, and we gave him the information he needed. That within just a few months, he was well on his way, and that's what you probably need. But if you don't take the time to look at your credit report, and you can't, again, like I said a moment ago, you got to realize there's three credit reporting agencies. Three, not two, three. And when you go to the free agencies that are out there, Equifax and Experian both provide opportunities for you to get your credit reports from them individually, and you pay them a fee for those credit reports. They also offer monitoring. Now, the service that we're advocating gives you all three: Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, gives you monitoring, which will let you know that if someone's, if your information's on the dark web, or if somebody uses assumes to use your information to make a purchase, they'll notify you of it. Especially when sometimes they can tell that it's not you. Because it may not be in the right area. The information might be suspect. And to some degree, based on the information that's being submitted. So, there's lots of different keys. This information is all hooked to computers, but there's lots of different keys that these monitoring services use to find out, to they'll send you a request for information, ask you if you're that person that's using the service, and you have an opportunity to disconnect that opportunity that person is using on the spot. You can stop them from using your information right then and there, because you're being notified that the person is using your credit, and you'll be able to either acknowledge or accept or not the person using your credit information. And once you do that, it's on and popping. They have to find the next person. But if you don't do the monitoring, there's we have the monitoring with LifeLock, which is a great product. You have monitoring, but now, why would you want to pay LifeLock to do monitoring when a lot of companies do it now, and you got companies that's providing credit scores and credit information along with the monitoring for not much more money than just getting the monitoring done. So you have to look for the opportunity to get a best deal. What's your best opportunity financially? Matter of fact, on our page, we have another company that we offer. It's available on our credit, on you and your credit, and I hardly ever talk about it, but it's still a great product. And if you go, it's called Identity IQ. Now, you probably have heard of Identity IQ. If you go to the website, Identity IQ is available, and they're at a much cheaper price. And again, they'll give you that free 7 days. Matter of fact, it's first dollar is 7 days, and then after the 7 days, their monitoring is only $21.99. Now, here's the point that I want to make. a lot of this information that we provide, is pouring back in our community and helping a lot of people. So I need you to recommend other people to use the service, number one. But we also need you to use the service yourself, get the monitoring system, to support. The way that you support opportunities like this is by using the products, and by getting involved with the products, then you'll know more about what we're doing, and you'll be able to transfer the information to other people. And when you do that, you're giving us the opportunity to provide that service to everyone else. But you have to back the show. You have to back the service. And the only way that you can back the service is by using the products, because these are all co-branded products. These are companies that are large, real large companies, because not just anybody's going to be able to provide you with a credit report. Not just anybody, because we have to have certain stop gaps to keep your information from being too readily available to people that would take the time to get your information and do you wrong. We've got to understand that we need the support for the show. We need you to recommend people to go to the website and get the information. And pretty soon, within 60 to 90 days, we're going to also have. It's my intent to have on the website a PDF file. Everybody may not know what that is, where you'll be able to pull out the form that you need if when you see the information on the credit report that you disagree with, or that you want to dispute for whatever reason. For example, we're going to provide an easy way for you to get rid of inquiries. We're going to provide the information on how, what's the most effective way to remove inquiries from your credit report. If you have a situation right now, and I did last, a week or so ago, I got an email from a potential client asking me how difficult is it to remove inquiries. Oh, I can remove inquiries very quickly, very easily, but it's up to you. And again, as I said earlier, a lot of people will, once their credit scores go down, they'll fall into these situations where, they're kind of stressed, they're pushed because they need transportation. And so they'll go from dealership to dealership trying to make loans and continuously getting turned down. And then you have all these inquiries, and, that's a bad place to start. I can tell you that. If you've been turned down for a loan the first time, then what you should do is take a moment and figure out how you can get through the situation and try to resolve what it is that's on your credit report that kept you from being approved. By doing that, you may be able to overcome the adversity that's there. I've had people go from 450 to 660 in 30 days, and I mean it's been frequently quite a number of people that we've seen that with. But if you don't do anything, then nothing's going to change. First, start with getting a copy of your credit report, and again, on the companies that we're co-branded with on YouandYourCredit.us, they provide all 3 credit reports. They provide all 3 scores. They also provide technical information that you can use to understand how to improve your credit scores. And if you go to the website and you use our facility, the companies that we're co-branded with, we will provide your first dispute letters to the credit bureaus at no additional charge. There won't be any fee for us putting you in the system, or I've talked to a lot of people and they charge additional fees to do that. But in my community, I know that most people have difficulty, and that's how they got the credit got kind of messed up in the first place. So what we want to do is we want to help you get on a good road. I've got one customer I saw yesterday. I said, man, I love you. What can I do to help you improve your score? And this lady came to, when I was at Toyota, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times. When I first met her, her scores were real low, and she needed a car. And that was 3-4 years ago. And right now, the car has not kept up with the interest on the loan. So the value on cars depreciates based on mileage and usage and that kind of thing. There's a wealth of information that's available for you. It's time for the show to end. My name's Remus Bowman. This is You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. It's been nice. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And if you have any questions, give me a call at 833. What's that? The number's right there at the top of the credit report. At the top of You and Your Credit, it's right there. 325-4878. That call comes directly to me. Now, I may sometimes assign someone else to answer that call. But if you call that number, 833-375-4878, 833-375-4878, that call will be recorded, and we'll be able to answer your questions. We'll call you back if we don't answer the phone. That's You and Your Credit on the New Orleans Talk Network. Thank you again. Have a great week.